Former President Donald Trump escalated his misleading rhetoric about Vice President Kamala Harris's handling of immigration during a rally in Prescott Valley, Arizona on Sunday. Trump falsely claimed that Harris has been bringing in criminals from dungeons all over the world and repeated the baseless assertion that migrants are coming from prisons and mental health facilities. He argued that if Harris were elected president, the entire country would turn into a migrant camp. Trump also repeated his unproven claim that foreign countries are releasing their prison populations into the U.S., specifically accusing Venezuela of sending street criminals and drug lords. In 2023, Trump's campaign cited a 2022 Breitbart article as the source for these claims, which referenced a supposed federal intelligence report warning that violent Venezuelan prisoners had joined migrant caravans. Even if prisoners had been released, this wouldn't validate Trump's larger accusation that a significant number of Biden-era migrants come from prisons. Trump also showcased a video during the rally about the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, claiming they had overrun Aurora, Colorado. However, local residents and Aurora's Republican mayor dispute this assertion. Authorities have determined that there is no evidence that a man arrested near Donald Trump's Saturday rally in California posed a direct threat to the former president. In a joint statement with the FBI and Justice Department, the U.S. Secret Service confirmed that former President Trump was not in any danger during the event. The man, identified as 49-year-old Vem Miller of Las Vegas, was found in possession of a shotgun, a loaded handgun, and a high-capacity magazine. According to Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco, Miller was able to pass the first security perimeter before being stopped at the second, where officials discovered several irregularities, including a disorganized car interior, an unregistered vehicle, and a fake license plate. Miller was carrying multiple driver's licenses and passports under different names. Authorities have not yet determined his motive for being in the area, though he reportedly posed as a journalist to gain access to the rally. He was charged with firearms offenses and later released on a $5,000 bail. Miller is scheduled to appear in court on January 2nd. Trump's campaign expressed gratitude to law enforcement for securing the rally site and ensuring the president's safety. Vice President Kamala Harris criticized former President Donald Trump during a rally in Greenville, North Carolina, for spreading disinformation in the wake of recent hurricanes that devastated parts of the Southeast. "We can already see the harm he's causing as a candidate, spreading disinformation after natural disasters," Harris said. She argued that Trump cares more about stoking fear than addressing real problems, contrasting that approach with what she views as the role of true leadership, solving issues, not exploiting them. Harris took aim at Trump for his baseless claims that disaster relief aid is being diverted to migrant programs and his false criticism of the Biden administration's response to Hurricane Helene. Trump had alleged that Biden was ignoring calls and that there was an anti-Republican bias in the federal response to the disaster. Before beginning her speech, Harris offered prayers for those affected by the hurricanes. She acknowledged the more than 100 deaths in North Carolina since Helene hit last month, and mentioned the additional destruction caused by Hurricane Milton, which tore through Florida recently. During a rally in Greenville, North Carolina, Vice President Kamala Harris criticized Donald Trump for his lack of transparency, particularly regarding his medical records and his refusal to participate in certain interviews and debates. Harris expressed concerns about Trump's decision to withhold his medical information, saying he's not being transparent with the voters. "I've released my medical records. Every other presidential candidate in the modern era has done it. Why not him?" She also noted that Trump had backed out of a 60 Minutes interview and declined to participate in another presidential debate, behavior she said raises questions about his fitness for office. Harris asked, "Why does his staff want him to hide away? Are they afraid people will see that he's too weak and unstable?" Harris's remarks followed the White House's release of her own medical summary, which stated she is in excellent health. Meanwhile, Trump has yet to share his medical records. Additionally, Trump has opted out of a CBS 60 Minutes interview and ruled out participating in another presidential debate with Harris. Trump announced his plan to expand Border Patrol during Arizona rally remarks. On Sunday, Donald Trump unveiled a plan to significantly expand the Border Patrol if re-elected, During his rally in Prescott Valley, Arizona, he pledged to hire 10,000 additional agents, offer them a 10% pay raise, and provide a $10,000 retention and signing bonus. Trump emphasized the need for these improvements, stating that agents haven't been treated fairly. Trump also called on Congress to quickly approve the pay raise for all Border Patrol agents and made controversial comments about agents having good genes, continuing his narrative about immigrants with bad genes committing crimes. During the rally, members of the National Border Patrol Council, the union representing Border Patrol agents, joined Trump on stage. The union officially endorsed Trump, and the campaign displayed the endorsement on screens and in a news release. Much of Trump's speech at the event focused on immigration, which remains a central issue in his campaign, where he emphasizes tightening border security and reducing illegal immigration. Trump's campaign strategy continues to rely on convincing voters that securing the border and removing illegal immigrants should be top national priorities. His rhetoric has increasingly leaned into negative stereotypes about migrants from poorer nations. As California's Attorney General, Vice President Kamala Harris championed a state law that could jail parents of chronically truant children. However, during her first presidential campaign, she expressed regret that some prosecutors had applied the law in ways she hadn't intended. This shift reflects Harris's broader efforts to balance her tough-on-crime prosecutor image with her progressive political persona. Her actions as a prosecutor have faced renewed scrutiny as she positions herself for the presidency. Following the 2014 police killing of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, Harris launched a pilot program requiring special agents from the California Department of Justice to wear body cameras. Despite this step, she did not support a more comprehensive statewide measure for police body cameras, a move that disappointed some reform advocates. In 2020, after the police killing of George Floyd, Harris highlighted the importance of independent investigations into alleged police misconduct, noting the potential conflicts of interest when local prosecutors handle such cases. However, as California's Attorney General, Harris declined to provide that type of independent review for several controversial police shootings in the state. Critics have pointed to these instances as evidence of inconsistency in her positions. Some, like Republican Senator J.D. Vance, have labeled her a chameleon for what they see as flip-flopping. Harris's supporters, however, argue that her ability to change her stance in light of new information shows her openness and willingness to evolve. A new CNN poll of polls average of national surveys released on Sunday shows no clear frontrunner in the presidential race. According to the poll, 50% of likely voters back Vice President Kamala Harris, while 47% support former President Donald Trump. The updated average includes a new ABC News Ipsos poll showing Harris with 50% to Trump's 48%, and a CBS News YouGov poll with Harris leading 51% to Trump's 48% in a head-to-head matchup among likely voters. An NBC News poll also released Sunday has Trump leading Harris 47% to 46% in a multi-way ballot test among registered voters. In a direct matchup, the candidates are tied at 48%. The NBC poll did not provide results for likely voters, but offered different turnout scenarios that could swing the race toward either candidate. Former President Bill Clinton, speaking at a Baptist church in Georgia on Sunday, criticized Donald Trump for demanding absolute total loyalty from fellow Republicans and voters, suggesting such behavior is not in line with biblical teachings. Clinton argued that the only person deserving of such complete loyalty is Jesus Christ. Clinton remarked, "Trump's idea of a young leader is someone who is just a yes man. What do you want me to say, Master?" He added, "In this church, we recognize that only one person in human history has been without sin, deserving of total loyalty." The event marked Clinton's first appearance on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris, since praising her at the Democratic National Convention in August. Clinton spent much of his speech advocating for Harris's policies on healthcare, the economy, and housing, while urging Georgia voters to turn out early and vote, regardless of their current candidate preference. Former Republican Representative Liz Cheney voiced concerns on Sunday about the lengths to which Trump loyalists in Congress might go to support the former president. Cheney stated on NBC's Meet the Press that there wasn't a peaceful transfer of power between Trump and Biden, and criticized House Speaker Mike Johnson for actions she said were taken with full knowledge they were wrong. Cheney expressed doubts about Johnson fulfilling his constitutional duties and highlighted the importance of keeping Republicans from holding the majority in the House. She also reiterated her belief that Trump's cruelty makes him unfit to serve as president, calling out his actions on January 6, 2021, and his spread of misinformation about the federal response to Hurricane Helene. Cheney warned about Trump's political conduct, saying, "Our fellow citizens are in dire straits, and he's lying to them for his own political gain." Earlier this month, Cheney publicly endorsed Kamala Harris and declared she would vote for the Democratic candidate, citing Trump's actions on January 6th as disqualifying for future leadership. In a recent interview with Fox News, former President Donald Trump claimed that the most significant threat on Election Day would come from radical left lunatics within the country rather than foreign actors or his own supporters. Trump dismissed concerns of chaos from his base, asserting that the real enemy is internal. He added that if necessary, the National Guard or military could easily handle any unrest. Trump, whose supporters infamously stormed the Capitol on January 6, 2021, doubled down on his narrative of danger from within, warning of threats posed by sick people in the U.S. In response, Kamala Harris's campaign condemned Trump's comments, emphasizing the potential danger of using military force against American citizens and calling Trump's rhetoric reckless. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to hit that like button, share our video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more updates on anything news around the world.